Okay, welcome to the class. If you're doing this from recording, you need a chair that has some kind of a loop on the back to where you can attach a resistance band to it. So you obviously need a resistance band or therapy band or both. You need a set of weights. Make sure you have water. We're working on technique today, all right? So it's always important to refresh and work on technique, getting that mind-body connection. Yes, you guys, mind-body connection. When you exercise with purpose, keeping an idea of what your body is doing, you get better results out of the exercise than if you're just exercising. All right? I need to close this blind. I can't see a thing out there. So it's sunny now. We have snow on the ground and it's blinding me. Those are extra chairs. So we can get rid of them if you want, or if somebody's coming in late, we'll have them. Okay, so obviously we want to make sure our belly button is in toward our spine, up toward the ribs. We want to make sure our knees are soft and our shoulders are down. Now, you guys with the chairs, if you want to make sure you have your own space, everyone can be on the left side of the chair so your right hand can be on your chair, or just watch that you have space and you're not going to smack your neighbor in the face. Oh my gosh, listen to you. I did it again. I think my Bluetooth speaker turns off after a while. You gonna link in? Not gonna link in. There we go. All right, so feet down hip width at least, or shoulder, little march. Make sure you're rolling toe to heel. Arms are in motion. You guys will get tired of hearing my voice. Tap that heel forward, reach out, big reach, big. So we're not bringing up the pulse real fast. Good. One more set right here. Back to a march. And then tap, tap. Toes forward. Good. Back to a march. All right, we're gonna just tap the heel, toe, heel, toe. So you have a leg behind you, you have a chair there in case you need it. Gluteals, right? You have a leg behind. Your standing leg is gonna get tired. Let's switch. Heel, toe, heel, toe. Back to a march. Take an inhale. Exhale. Remember, stay within your range of motion. If you have injuries, we want to protect it. We don't want to re-injure an injury. Not that I'm looking at anybody. Wide. And roll, roll. Nice. Bring it in. Yeah. You feeling like you're loosening up now? Yeah? Make sure you know what's around you. 1, 2, 3, 4, back.
I feel like I'm doing square dancing.
Yeah. Good. Right here, make sure you have space. So you might want to be behind your chair. Back, back. So what should you be thinking about right now? Glutes, core. How about shoulders? Just take your time. Do what you can do. You don't do what I'm doing. March. Your hips are stiff. Feet down, shoulder width. Soften the knees. For my friend here that has stiff hips, we're just going to loosen those up a little bit. Yep. Yeah, I know. Okay, get a drink of water. Yes. I have my stuff all over the classroom today. My coat's here, my water. Okay. So we're going to start with the weights. You can sit if you want or stand. So what I want you to do to start, I want you to start with a body check from the feet up. So where do we want our feet to be? Shoulder width and flat. What's next? Knees are soft. What about these? Contracting the glutes. Core, what about the pelvic floor? Up. So remember, it's the no peeing in the pool muscles. Tighten them up along with the glutes. Then we have the core. Shoulders down. Remember, when we're lifting wide or up, we're using deltoid, not trapezoid. Okay. So we're going to do 30-second segments. That doesn't seem like much. But in that time, and if you're focusing in mind-body, you will feel your muscles working. So for a lateral fly, using the deltoids, point where you want to feel the work coming from. Where are your deltoids? Right there. Your deltoids are right here at the top of the arm. Your trapezoids are on top of the shoulder, and we don't want to activate those very much. Now, a lot of exercises when they come up, they're attached, so they will activate to a degree, but what you don't want to do is pull up and activate the trapezoids to lift, because then you're going to be walking around like, oh, I can't move, I have a headache. We want to activate the deltoids to lift. Okay, so both weights for a lateral. So we went feet, knees, glutes, pelvic floor, core, shoulders. For a lateral fly, I like to start from those hands in front of the pelvis because that gives you a really good angle in the arm. Once that angle is there, it stays there. As you go wide, hands come up, but elbows stay shoulder height or lower, all right? Now, we are going to do just one side at a time so you can focus in. We're going to start with right. So right. And when do you exhale? On your exertion, which is lifting that weight, exhale. So do a quick body check for me now. Is everything where it's supposed to be as far as your body, knees? Other side. Exhale, inhale. Remember, your exhales are nice and gentle. We don't want to rid the body of oxygen. So if you're really, you'll end up getting dizzy, which we don't want. We don't want popping. We don't want grinding. We don't want pain. So you have to reduce your range of motion to avoid those things if that's happening. Up. Focus in, mind-body connection. Focus in. Good, drop those. All right, so we're gonna go, shrug it out. No, sorry, you need your weights. Okay, I know, I was thinking drop these hands down and I didn't get that all the way out. Gosh, you guys are a tough crowd, I tell you. So we're doing one side vertical press. So again, we're using deltoid, not trapezoid, right? Check your body. Where are your feet? What are your knees doing? Your core, which is abs, pelvic floor, glutes. Yeah, that's just part of the core. Now, we have one arm, so I'm purposely trying to pull my shoulder down, bringing it up. Remember, scapular plane of movement, forward of the shoulder. Okay. Put it on the shelf. Here we go. Just up. And up. And up. If you have shoulder issues, you're going to be here with just a little teeny left. Shoulder issues. Do a body check for me. I really want you to focus on keeping those trapezoids down. Think long neck. Now, I don't have a long neck, but if you imagine that, that helps you keep the traps in the proper position. Remember, you can sit down anytime if you need to. Exhaling on your exertion, inhaling when it comes back down. Up. And up. Nice. Almost there. All right. Okay. So we're just going to simple biceps curls. So do a body check. Make sure your feet are shoulder width, nice comfortable distance, knees are soft, core, glutes, pelvic floor, engage. Now, there's no reason to even activate your traps, all right? Look at you, you're like, huh. Yep. So, palms are forward. We're gonna do both arms, elbows lock into the waist, and you're coming up. Full extension down, however, we never lock the joints, right? So then, soft knee, but as full extension down as we can. Now, you're all tight.
Yeah, I am.
So loosen your shoulders up, because this, you're like this.
I am.
You've got it all tight here. You want to relax up at the top, because it's all about here.
All right.
It's all about the biceps. Okay. Up. Now I want you to go at a slower pace, because I want you to feel the muscles activating. So you have concentric, eccentric motion with that muscle. Do a little body check. It's easy to lose the body check when you're focusing in on the muscle you're working, but you have to train your mind. You want to train your mind to be in touch with all of it. Good. Get a drink of water. Now we're going to go to the resistance bands. We're going to use the therapy bands in here, just so we don't have to keep taking our tubular bands off the back of the chair. So we'll be using our therapy bands in the classroom, but you can use whichever band you have available. So we did biceps. Now we want to do triceps. We're going to use bow and arrow position. So left foot is to the side, right foot is forward, and then you soften those knees. Now, so you have a pretty good spread between the feet, Knees are soft, glutes are activated, the normal core, right, torso muscles are activated. Now, it will be very easy to activate your traps on this, and it will activate to some degree because we are in a motion through the shoulder. But what I want you to think about, so I have my left toe going to the side, I've got my left arm to the side. Now, it's not above, it's straight out. Then I'm going to reach forward, lengthening my right arm, coming out wide and behind. Right here is where I'm really contracting my traps. Right here. All right. Excuse me. So think long arm. So you reach forward, come wide, and back. Now, this is one of the few instances I have you bring that hand behind the body, but that's how you activate the trap. Is everybody good with that? Who needs help? Anybody? So lower your traps and lower your arm down a little bit. Let me look at everybody. Okay. Okay, quick body check. Here we go. Round. Squeeze the triceps. Squeeze. Now, your challenge is to squeeze the triceps without locking the elbow. You will want to lock the elbow. Make sure your knees are soft. Check your core. I just had to remind myself. You're right. Let's go right to the other side. So coming round, wide and back. Wide and back. Back. And look how low my arm is going when I come to the back. You should feel those traps if you're doing it right. Lower the shoulders. I'm seeing shoulders climbing up toward your ears. All right, take a break, shake it out, because we're going back into that bow and arrow. So we're going to work on the scapula. Somebody tell me what the scapula is. Where the shoulder blades. So between the shoulder blades are the rhomboid muscles. We're going to activate those rhomboid muscles to pull one shoulder blade over toward the other shoulder blade. You're back in bow and arrow, and your arm is bent, and the arm will stay that way. The only motion you're going to get is through the back and the shoulder. As you pull the shoulder blade over, I'm not pulling with my arm. My back, my shoulder blade, the rhomboids pulling my shoulder blade over toward the other one is what is working. Let me look at you. So up here, yep. Now, pull, yeah, can you feel your back moving? That's what you want. So keep this here. So bend that arm. You're right. Bend your right. Now, drop your shoulders down. Now pull your shoulder blade in. You're not moving this. Watch. See my arm? Is it unbending? No, it's my shoulder blade moving. Everybody got it? Here we go. So focusing in, do body check for me. Exhaling on the exertion. Exhale, inhale. We're really working the postural muscles that help you stand upright and not hunch over. Exhale. At the tone, we're going to go straight to the other side. So, pulling back. Focus on the rhomboid. Pulling that shoulder blade over toward the other one. Elbow stays bent. Elbow stays bent. Shoulders low. Now you're feeling your traps because it's all attached, okay? But keep them low. Try to not let them climb up toward your ears. Woo. Do a little body check. Shake it out, get a drink of water. Ooh, roll those shoulders, loosen them up, shake them out. Okay. We are going to go to the chair. You will need your weights. And we're going to work on a chest press. Now, none of us have balls to support our lower back. So, what will support our lower back? Core. What's one of the most important parts of the core to support your lower back? Pelvic floor. All right. So you'll be sitting at the front of your chair, feet hip width or a little further, flat on that floor, hinged back to the chair. All right. So when you're hinged back, what is supporting your lower back? Your core and that pelvic floor. So hands start at the shoulders. Now you don't come up vertically, you come out straight from the chest, bring those weights together. And what you're working are the pectoral muscles right here, all right? So you have to come out at an angle from the chest, following out from the chest. All right. So, and exhaling and inhaling. Keeping the elbows soft, keeping that core engaged and breathing all at the same time. Focus in what muscles you want to use. Support the back. Good. Sit up. Sit up. All right. So those of you out there, I need you to attach your band to the back of your chair, okay? We'll give you a couple set minutes to do that. And you can put your weights down. Now we're going to work on abdominals and obliques. So the way we're going to do that, these bands come up. Make sure you're at the front of your chair or the front half of your chair. They come up over, then your hands stay right on your chest. Those hands don't move because the part of the body we're working are the abs, all the front, from your upper down to lower, all right? And the way we do that is by using the abs and contracting the abs. We exhale down and inhale up. We're moving at a slower pace because we want those muscles to articulate through the contraction and exhalation, and then the inhalation and the extension. When you contract your abs, you want to exhale because that helps your abs pull in. If you hold your breath when you do ab work, you're going to bulk up your abs, which is not what anybody wants, except maybe a bodybuilder, right? All right. Before we start, after we do that, then we're going to go to obliques so that we can just motion right through it. So the way we would do that, we rotate to the right and then we come down. Now, as you come down, I want you to be able to feel your obliques at your waist. So to the right. All right, we'll do that for 30 seconds. Then we go to the left and come down. Now we're going to go through this rotation, like I said, pretty slow because I want you to articulate through the motion. This is about technique, feeling the muscles that are supposed to be working, not just getting through the exercise. All right. I'll try not to kill myself with that band. Out front. Exhaling down, pull the core in. Inhale up. Exhale, really pull, contract. So you're trying to make those ab muscles contract in. making sure it's your abs that are working. And I'm sorry, these bands really get your shoulders. Rotating to the right. Activating those obliques at your waist. I said I need some of those little sheepskin things that they put on seat belts.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That would work. Exhaling down, inhaling up. Articulate through it. I want you to feel those muscles working. Okay, other side. And you'll notice you might be different from side to side on how far you have to rotate, how you need to position your body to get those muscles to work the correct way. Pelvic floor, everyone. When you work your abs, you're working your back. So you need to support the back. And we're working our abs to support the back. Okay, release that. All right. Give me a little rock it out. Okay. How are you on squats? Okay, so I want you to stay in the chair. We are going to work on sumo squats because everyone pretty much has sit to stands and regular squats down, but sumo squats not so much. So sumo squat is wide. What you want is that knee following the angle of the toes, all right? So from a chair, what I want you to do is press through the heels, all right? You are going to have to hinge forward slightly to activate the muscles. And I want you to activate all the leg muscles and the core pressing forward. Now, standing, you're in that sumo. We are not going to hinge forward from standing, all right? Our goal is to stay upright. So when we come down in a sumo squat, the first thing I want you to do is look at your knee. If you're here and can see your foot behind your knee, then you know you're not in the right position. But you're going to come down. We're not going to go far, but I want you to keep the chest high. We're using hip flexors, inner thighs, glutes, quads, all of that in this area, right? So you're going to want to do this to try to compensate, but focus by putting the legs behind and coming down and up, all right? Okay, let's start that timer, huh? Okay, as you come down, take a little peek at those knees. Can you guys feel it from the chair? If not, stand up, Jane, because I know you can do these. Were you? What did you do? I don't think we did sumo squats, did we? I don't do sumo squats real often in this class. Walk it in because it is a harder exercise. Let's get a drink of water and then we're all going to stand, work on lateral leg lifts, which lateral is to the side. So the thing to think about with that is we're working the abductors on the outside of the hip. Now, think of it this way. Here's our midline. Whatever takes away from the midline is abduction. Think of abducted by aliens. Abducted, taken away, or adduction, adding to the midline. So stand by your chairs because I want you to have a hand on your chair. And you guys be careful because you're together. All right? So I'm just going to start with this leg. It's my left leg in the class or right leg to you guys out there. What I want you to think about, do your body check. Feet, knees, glutes, core, pelvic floor. Yes. All of this should be relaxed. use your chair because I want you thinking about the muscle movement and the usage, all right? So toe stays forward. The way we keep our toe forward is by using the ankle. Otherwise, it will open and we're going to open the hip, and then we're using hip flexors, all right? We want to use abductors here, so up. Make sense, you guys? All right, up, up, toe forward. Now, you want to try to avoid this motion because then that's not working, the abductor. You're just coming out in a plank and you're using your glutes over here. Go ahead and sit. So from a chair, you can lift to the side. It's a little lift. Other side, you guys. So I'm lifting, still using my abductor here. My foot is here, then I bring it out, in. Can you feel it? There you go. So out. Toe forward. Take a peek at your toe. When you go out, is it forward or is it flinging out to the side? Good. All right, we're going after that pesky gluteus medius. So it's right in the middle of your tushy cheeks, okay? Doesn't get a lot of work. It's hard to target the gluteus medius, but it's really important for stability and balance. It gets some work walking, but not much. So you have to target it. Now on the floor, you would do what's called a clamshell, but standing, your toe is in, it has to be in, all right? Your tendency is going to be to come back and let your leg rotate, but you don't want to let it rotate. You want the toe stay in. Now, I can't tell you how far back or how far to the side to go because everyone is different, but the motion is back and to the side slightly. My right side is different than my left by a long shot. I have to really go to the side on my right leg and go more back on my left. So it's up to you to find it. Now, Janet, what I want you to do from the chair is kind of doing that clamshell. So feet are together. If you were on the floor, you'd be on the floor here. And then you'd pull the knee out, just one knee at a time. Squeeze the glutes. Okay, you're not going to feel it a ton from sitting, but you are impacting it, okay? Gosh, Jean, I don't know. I feel bad. No, I don't want you to. I just feel bad that something happened with you. Okay, so let's do one leg. So feet are together for the chair. Standing, where you have to activate the gluteal. You're feeling it right there. In fact, if you put your finger on your butt, it's over to the side further. See, look where I'm. If I put my foot there, finger there, I can feel that gluteus medius move. Does that feel okay? Okay, other side. Back and to the side. Again, if you put your finger right in the middle of your tushy, you will feel that gluteus medius moving, but you have to contract. You have to squeeze that glute. If you don't squeeze it, you're not going to get it. How you doing? So just one knee at a time. One knee. Can you feel it? It'll impact it, but not as much. Okay, march those legs. Woo, huh? All right, get a drink of water because we're going to go into some cardio. You're welcome to sit for the cardio. Okay? Gosh, Jane, I just feel bad.
not going out to some of the.
Yeah, we never know sometimes. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to get some music going. We're going to do a march jog. So you can march or you can jog. Now, if you're in the chair, you're welcome just do heel lifts if you're really tired. But if you're doing from the chair, open your knees a little bit. It's not going to impact your hip flexors as much as if they're straight forward. March or jog. Do a body check for me. Get your knees up. Come on. Breathe. Even if you're sitting, I want you to use those arms. Breathe. Keeping that body in the way it's supposed to be. Keep going. Now we started a little late, so we're going a little late. Got it? Just a little cardio burst. Keep going. You okay? Stand up. Just march. We're only doing 2 minutes. That's okay, we can dance. 5 seconds. Then I want you to keep those feet moving and get a drink of water. Woo-hoo-hoo. Okay, we got to get that music off or everyone will just keep jogging. Okay, little step touch. So now we want that blood pressure to equalize. Why? Right, we don't want blood pooling in our legs, increasing the risk of blood clots. Okay, that's all about that venous return. Remember, when our heart beats to take the oxygenated blood into the body, it has a lot of force. But when it comes back to the heart, which is called the venous return, it doesn't move with as much force, and what helps that blood to move back up are muscles. So if our blood pressure's up and we just stop, blood's going down, and then it's trying to get back. So even after a walk, you want to make sure your blood pressure is equalized. You don't want to just come and sit down. That's not good. Little step touch. Nice and slow. Take some breaths. Can you find a particular movement that irritates it more than another movement? Is it in the groin? You just, okay. So right foot forward, left back. Do a little body check for me. Switch feet. We'll talk after class, Jane, and nice. Nice soft knees, everyone. Okay. Little squat. And exhale. Inhale. And up. And down. One more. And down. Good. Have a seat. Okay, we're at the front of our chair, long legs, toes up. Roll those shoulders up, back, down. Pulling those shoulder blades together helps us to stay upright, hands on the chair. If this is a nice enough stretch for you on the back of the legs, stay here or hinge forward from the hip. Long back, keeping the neck in alignment with the spine. Remember, we don't want pain, we just want stretch. Supporting the back with the core. And coming up. Good. All right, we're going to rotate. And we're going to bring the right leg behind. Now, if you can't do this, I want you to stand. All right? And then you're rolling back through the heel, stretching the quad here, and getting a hip flexor stretch also. Gluteals are activated. Don't overdo, Janet. Check your core. And then bend the knee, rotating the other direction. You be careful too, Jane. And back. Glutes activated, tall bodies. Pushing the heel toward the floor. And then back, around. Good. All right. So we're going to do those shoulders and back, thumbs down, wide. Then come down, grab the bottom of the chair, lifting the chest, pulling the shoulder blades together. Check your feet position. Check your core. Make sure you're not in an overemphasized arch in your back. You do that by using your pelvis, by pulling it under. You want to feel the stretch. Just cross the chest in the pecs. And then release. Come around, give yourself a hug. Separating the shoulder blades, rounding the back. So you're going to come down, round the back, pulling the lower back toward the chair. Belly button is in, pelvic floor up. Breathe. And up. And open into reverse shoulder roll. Good. All right, we're going to stretch those traps. So up, back, down, grab the chair. Give a little pull with those fingers. You're just pulling the shoulders down, stretching those traps. It's a more aggressive stretch, but it's still passive at the same time in that you don't want pain. Breathe. And when you release, you should feel nice and light release. Good. All right, let's drop that right ear toward the right shoulder. Now think about nose pointing forward, shoulders are level. So there's even technique involved with stretching. to do a stretch the correct way. Remember, you can injure yourself overstretching, forcing a stretch. So please never do that. And let's come up over, nice and slow. Now you might find times when you're really under stress, your neck and shoulders are tighter than other times. So just be mindful of your situation in the moment. Remember, mindfulness is focusing in on the moment that you're in. And up to center. You're going to drop that chin. You might feel a stretch on those rhomboids between your shoulder blades. Make sure you're upright, core is engaged. Very slowly raising the head to level. Good. And turn the head to the right. Shoulders low, relaxed. Give them a little wiggle if you need to. And slowly coming around to the other side. And back to center. The last thing I want us to do is to work on our diaphragmatic breathing, also known as Buddha breathing or belly breathing. So I want us to stand, because it's harder to do that when you're sitting. You can, but it's harder. So hands, check your body. Make sure you're in a comfortable position. Knees are soft. Okay? So hands are on that belly, all right? Fingers are just coming in. You don't have them locked. They're just sitting there. So when you inhale, those fingers will separate a little bit. You'll fill the lungs from the bottom up. Now, if you do a chest breath, I just breathed into my chest. I'm not going to get as full of breath as if I use diaphragmatic. All right, so get comfy, take an inhale. Your fingers will separate slightly. Exhale slowly. You'll feel the fingers come back in. And inhale. Exhale slowly. When you inhale, you'll feel your back firm up also. Nice, slow, easy exhale. I don't want you to hyperventilate. One other thing before you take this next breath, I want you to focus in on the pelvic floor. I don't want you to contract it yourself. When you inhale, you'll feel your pelvic floor drop slightly. When you exhale, your pelvic floor will contract slightly. Diaphragmatic breathing is a great exercise for incontinence, for men or women, all right? It's like you're doing a Kegel, but you're also practicing your breathing. So let's inhale and exhale. Focus on that pelvic floor. I want you to feel it. One more. And drop that. Okay. Something to exercise at home, okay? You should just do that at home. Practice that diaphragmatic breathing. Even when you're walking and you'll hear me. Diaphragmatic breathing. Core. Glutes. All right. Hands in prayer. Little teeny squat. Inhale. Exhale. Ah. Inhale. Exhale. Ah. One more. And all right, you guys. Awesome. Awesome. All right. Thanks.